Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day. Has had a good day so far. We have a couple games tomorrow. Actually a lot of games. When it comes to player prop wise, we have like 3 or 4 games available for us. There's 3 Prem games. There's a couple Cup games. So with those Cup games, obviously come money lines as well. So I went through the games, found plays that I like, player prop wise, money line wise. We haven't been on the best of runs over the last, I believe, 2 days or so like that, but regardless, I'm still confident in my picks. I'm always going to give what I like the best. I'm only going to give you guys the best of what I like. I'm not going to force any plays. So any times I do have these slumps or whatever you want to call it, if you want to call it that, whatever you want to say, I know that I will always come back, and we always have a day, even from these slumps, where out of nowhere I'll have a great day, and hopefully this day will be that day again. I'm always confident in my picks. I'm giving you guys the best, and if I do have any added plays, as always, they will be in the pinned comment. I delayed it tonight or tomorrow, and honestly, I really like these plays. So again, if I have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment, but I'll get straight into the plays. The first player prop that I found that I like is Riccardo Orsolini to go hard in 2.5 shots playing away from home for Bologna, going up against Empoli. Currently on Underdog, you can currently get this for a little bit of plus money, a little higher value than what you usually get, which is always a good sign. We took him last time he had played a couple games ago. He came through that time. I expect him to come through again. He's by far Bologna's best attacker. He has averaged 3.72 shots per 90 so far in the league. He's a long shot taker. He's taking 39 from inside the box, 18 from outside the box, and he cuts in and shoots on his left. He plays on the right, so he doesn't need a lot of space to shoot. And I also like to take him as well because he's their set piece taker. So whether it's free kicks or whether it's penalties, he will take those shots, which is good for us. It adds down to his total shots that he needs to take. And he played him earlier in the league, had 3 in that game. And then last season, when he played him as well, when he started, he had an 8-shot performance, hat trick, scored 3 goals against them last season. So in 2 games in 2 seasons, he's gone over this mark. He does well against them. He had 2 shots in 39 minutes in the Coppa Italia, which is where they're playing right now. This isn't a league game. There's a cup game. Again, he played in that game. He started in that game. And the only reason why he played 39 minutes was because he was subbed out because he was injured. But again, in even just less than a half, he took 2 shots, and one of those was a goal. So he will perform. Again, he's by far their best attacker. And just matchup-wise, Empoli on average allow 14.8 shots, which is a big amount. They don't play possession. They're weak at defending the wings. They're weak at defending skillers. And in the league, they average the most fouls given to opponents. They foul. They're a very aggressive team, and that's good for us on all aspects. They allow a lot of shots. They don't play possession. That's more shots opportunities. They're weak on the wings against killers, which is what Orsolini is, and they foul the most. So if they give away a penalty, they'll give away a free kick. He will be the one taking those shots. So it's just a great matchup. I like this line. I like Riccardo Orsolini to go higher than 2.5 shots. And then the second player prop that I found that I like is Bruno Fernandes to go hard in 2 shots playing away from home for Manchester United, going up against Nottingham Forest. I was back and forth, honestly, between him or Garnacho. So you could honestly take Garnacho if you like him more. It's up to you. But I'm taking Bruno more because I trust him a little more, and he will play guaranteed full minutes unless he gets injured. Knock on wood, he doesn't. Garnacho is much more likely to get subbed out. And Bruno Fernandes is the set piece taker. He averages 2.84 shots per 90. He's a long shot taker, more than Orsolini, actually. Most of his shots have come from outside the box. 45 from outside, 30 from inside. And like I mentioned before, he's their set piece taker. So if it's free kicks, if it's penalties, for sure, he's going to be taking those shots, which is good for us. He's a box-to-box player for Manchester United, and he's very integral to their attack. He, in my opinion, is their best player. Without him in the team, United would be even worse league position in the league than they already are right now. So he's very involved in the attack. He went over with 3 in the first game, with one of those being a free kick, which again shows that he will take those. And in early 2024 in February, he played against them in the cup and had 5 shots against them, all in regular play. So he has done well against them before. And another reason for that as well is because Nottingham Forest do not play possession of the ball, which means more opportunities for him. If they don't play possession, Manchester United can play more higher, and if he's playing higher up, he can take those shots from outside the box, inside the box, which is good for us. And I just like the fact that this line is at 2.0. Yes, you could take him at 2.5, but I would consider that one. I just really like it at 2.0. He's had 2+ in the last 8 out of 10 games in the Prem. So he's a consistent player, which is what I like as well. And Forest, on average, allowed the 6th most shots to opponents. So just matchup-wise, him as a player, I just like this line. So I like Bruno Fernandes to go higher than 2 shots. before I get into the money line plays, as always, if you guys please could like the video and comment as well. As always, I do always ask you guys to do this for me. It helps boost the video out to more people, and I love reading your guys' comments. It shows support, asking questions. I like teaching people more about this sport, because I know a lot of people that watch my videos just watch them because of me and the place that I give, which I really do appreciate. And it's been getting a lot more people into watching soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. And when people ask questions, even just basic questions when it comes to what's a shot on target, what's a shot, I like knowing that you guys are learning. So if you guys could drop a comment, like the video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, I really would appreciate it. Turn on notifications, and if you want to support the channel just a little more and get the videos out earlier than what you usually would, you can consider joining the membership, linked in the description, or a join button should be right next to your subscribe button. And then all my links for everything, whether it's data app called Outlier, great app you can use. It helps put everything into perspective. You can find good lines on there. All that one linked in the description. Same with my player prop apps and money line apps, all linked in the description. So I really want to thank anybody who supports me in any way. You guys really show support even when I don't have those good days, and it really honestly does help me give that confidence boost that I know even though the plays didn't hit, there were good reads, we can come back tomorrow, and I really do appreciate all you guys' support. So again, thank you all. But when it comes to the money line plays, I found two that I like, and the first one is in the Premier League, and it's higher than 0.5 Fulham goals going up against Arsenal. You can currently get this at plus 100. If you want to get a little more value, you can take both teams to score. I think you get that for like plus 125, but I just don't want to take the risk that Arsenal doesn't score. They very likely do score. But for that little extra plus 125, I'd rather just not take that risk. I'd rather just take Fulham to score. I honestly think they're underestimating them. They've had a really good season, and they're fighting for a European spot. They're only 3 points behind the top 6 and have scored in 3 straight games against Arsenal, including last season. They have an informed Raul Jimenez, who came off the couple games for Mexico. Did great for them. Willian is back. He played for them last season. Then he moved to Olympiacos, but he's actually on loan, so he's back for them. Iwombi is good on both sides. Pereira's the playmaker, and they have big bodies in the midfield and the defense. So whenever they go up and take set pieces, they have plenty of people that can score. And Fulham has scored in 13 out of 14 away games. The only one that they didn't score was the very first one, but they have scored in 13 straight away games so far this season. And if a big reason for this, in my opinion, is even though they have taken less shots away from home, they've been much more clinical when they've played away from home. At home, they have converted 29% of the shots on target that they've taken, and it goes all the way up to 38% away from home. So they just need a couple of chances, and they will convert that chance. Again, people like Iwombi's actually a pretty clinical person. Obviously, Jimenez is in form, so again, they just need a couple of chances. And I just, in general, just like this Fulham team. You can call it a gut call if you want to, but I just like this play, and it's higher than 0.5 Fulham goals for plus 100 going up against Arsenal. You can actually get the equivalent of this on Underdog. I'm not sure if you can get this on PrizePicks, at least not yet. But you can take the equivalent of this on Underdog, and that's David Raya, which is the Arsenal goalkeeper. His last name is spelled Raya, and that's to go higher than 0.5 goals allowed. So you can take that there if you want to as well, but you get better value if you take it on the sportsbook than you would on the fantasy app like that. But the second money line that I found that I like is the Bologna money line away from home for minus 155 in the Italian Cup going up against Empoli. Well, Empoli have been impressive in the Cup, and they have beat some big teams. There's a couple reasons why I'm leaning towards Bologna and why I like to take Bologna instead. First of all, the Empoli coach has said that he is prioritizing their survival in the Serie A. Obviously, it doesn't mean that Empoli won't try, but they're much more focused on surviving in the league. This is not a league game. This is a cup game. So for them, they can win this cup, sure, but they're currently in the relegation spots in the league, so they need to try to prioritize that, and the coach has said that. So they might not be 100% focused on this game. And they have a key few injuries. They have Male in the midfield, but the main one is Ismaili. He's their center back. He's a great defender for them, and he's out injured. And that's a key player for them, and that's one thing, another reason why I lean Bologna. And Bologna in the league have actually scored the most goals in the Serie A, more than Juventus, more than Inter, more than Napoli, more than any other team in the league. They have scored the most goals so far in 2025 and have scored 25 goals. And Orsolini's back. He's had 4 goals in 4 games and he has returned. I mentioned earlier, he is their best attacker by far. And then Freuler is back. The defensive presence and good player for them in the midfield, who since he's returned, he's played 3 games and they have won every single game with him back. So with the fully healthy squad, I just really like this Bologna squad going up against Empoli. Empoli are actually very, very bad away from home when it comes to scoring goals. They have gone from scoring 19 goals away from home in the league all the way down to 5, and Bologna can easily outscore them. And then in the second game, the second league game that they played in the league, both of the games that they've played so far this season were draws. But in the second game, like I mentioned, Orsolini was not in that game. And then in the first game, he was. But it took that man of the match performance from Ismaili in that first game for them to keep that draw. And again, Orsolini's back, so we don't have to worry about that. And then Ismaili is injured. The player that kept them in that first game is out. So just everything in general, I just really like this Bologna team. I trust that they'll get it done. So I like the Bologna money line for minus 155 going up against Empoli. Thank you everybody for watching. Quickly going over last video's picks. It wasn't a great day. I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but just because it wasn't a good day, I'm still not going to hide these picks. I try to be as transparent as possible. The one play that I hate was both teams to score in the Palmas and Celta Vigo game. So they came through for us. That was a good play there. And then the other ones, Iago Aspas didn't start, so that one DMP'd. And then we had Duda to take a shot. I was watching that game. He had so many chances to shoot and he would pass the ball. It was so frustrating to watch. And then there was one time where at this point, I wasn't watching the game, so I'm not sure. But I know that it on the stats wise, at least it showed that he took a shot and then they took it away. So that was frustrating as well. That one should have hit. He had plenty of chances, but it happens sometimes. And then the ladder challenge did miss. We needed a goal in that Verona and Parma game. And both teams had plenty of chances. The post was hit, I believe, twice in just that first half. But unfortunately, that game in general just didn't have a goal at all. So that was very hard. I didn't see that coming. But it was a 1-2 day. Obviously not a great day. But again, we bounced back. I always feel confident in my picks, and hopefully we can bounce back and have a great day tomorrow. And like I mentioned before, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment either later tonight or tomorrow before the game starts, where more lines are out, lines are adjusted, and lineups in general, team lineups are out. And then if you do want to join the Discord, it is not a premium. I don't sell a premium. It is in the description, completely free if you want to join that. I also notify people when videos go out to the public in that Discord as well. And it's a good way to connect with the community, talk about your plays, other plays, talk during the games, talk about other sports. So again, you're more than welcome to join in the description. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.